ILCA, 5 days. Let's shine.
Tired of that paycheck running your fate. Wanna level your life, but you're stuck at the gate. 5 nights, no cost, that's the ILCA plan. Crypto from beginner to a wealthy new man. What's a wallet, what's a chain, how you keep it secure? Bitcoin for beginners, drop, game so pure. 10 free lessons, just click and arrive. Come alive in the night, let the knowledge survive.
One now, 5 nights, come reclaim your mind. Smart meter casa, queen connectress, leading you to shine.
Show up and shine, I'll taste the way.
5-day challenge, gonna change your day.
One click, no fee, let your future align.
Show up, boss up, come grow your mind.
5 nights, unlock your high. Crypto skills for an endless time.
ILCA, education divine.
Show up and shine.
From Brandon Ivey's journey out that 9 to 5 to the river of money where we really thrive. Queen connectress, she connect the dots, guiding every soul to the crypto spots. Learn how to move, secure it tight. Flip that fear into future sight. Beginners or pros, everybody can win. 5 nights free, let the elevation begin. So 1 hour, 5 nights, step into the zone. ILCA, the family, you'll never stand alone. Yeah, show up and shine, I'll take the way. 5-day challenge, gonna change your day. One click, no fee, let your future align. Show up, boss up, come grow your mind. 5 nights, unlock your climb. Crypto skills for an endless time. ILCA, educate your divine. Show up and shine.
Money to Casa, the queen connectress.
Juanita Casa, the queen connectress.
Gather your power.
ILCA, got next. Show up and shine. ILCA, 5-day challenge, don't you delay. No free book, free game. Watch your life refine. Show up and shine. Show up and shine. 5 nights, queen connectress. ILCA, shine on.
Five nights. ILCA, show up. Or stay stuck.
Punch that clock till your spirit goes dead. Tired of surviving while they stay ahead. I'll see you drop the code, 5 nights, no fee. Crypto knowledge in the dark, turn your faith to VIP. What's a wallet, what's a block, how you guard that key? 5 hours of truth so your mind breaks free. Free book, 10 lessons straight to your phone. Just show up and watch your legacy grow.
5 nights or never will you rise or fall. 1 hour in the shadows turns your fears to gold. No cost, just courage. Come reclaim the thrones. 5-day challenge, build your future of your own.
Brandon left that that cubicle, now we lead the revolt. Show you how to move when the scammers assault. Buy it, stash it, flip it, hold. ILCA teach the game they never told. Beginners to vets, you belong in this fight. Hackers in the dark, we bring the light. 5 nights, running it's your only shot. Show up or forever stay locked in that spot.
5 nights or never, will you rise or fold? 1 hour in the shadows turns your fears to gold. No cost, just courage, come reclaim the throne. 5-fight challenge, build your future of your own.
No fee, no selling, just truth and transformation. 5 nights, 1 destiny.
5 nights or never, our keys are key. Come break your chains and build your legacy. From broke to brave, we'll show you how to fight. 5-day challenge, show up and ignite. Show up
Or stay broke,
show up.
or stay broke.
ILCA, 5 days, let's shine.
Tired of the paycheck, running your fate. Wanna level your life, but you're stuck at the gate. 5 nights, no cost, that's the ILCA plan. Crypto from beginner to a wealthy new man.
What's a wallet, what's a chain? How you keep it secure? Bitcoin for beginners, drop game so pure. 10 free lessons, just click and write. Come alive in the night, let the knowledge evolve. Now 5 nights, come reclaim your mind.
Some money to Casa Queen Connectress, leading you to shine.
Show up and shine, ILCA's the ways. 5-day challenge, gonna change your days. 1 click, no fee, let your future line. Show up, boss up, come grow your mind.
5 nights, unlock your claim. Crypto skills for an endless time.
ILCA, educate your divine. Show up and shine, show up and shine. From Brandon Ivey's journey out that 9 to 5 to the river of money where we really thrive.
Queen Connectress, she connect the dots. Guiding every soul to the crypto spots. Learn how to move, secure it tight. Flip that fear in the future side. Beginners or pros, everybody can win. 5 nights free, let the elevation begin.
1 hour, 5 nights, step into the zone.
ILCA is the family, you'll never stand alone.
Show up and shine, ILCA's the ways. 5-day challenge, gonna change your days. 1 click, no fee, let your future align. Show up, boss up, come grow your minds.
5 nights, unlock your climb. Crypto skills for an endless time.
ILCA, educating divine. Show up and shine, show up and shine.
Money to Casa, the Queen Connectress. Gather your power. ILCA got next.
Show up and shine, ILCA's the ways. 5-day challenge, don't you delay. Free book, free game, watch your life refine. Show up, show up and shine.
5 nights,
Queen Connectress, ILCA. Show up and shine.
5 nights,
Queen Connectress, ILCA. Show up and shine. LLC, 5 days, let's shine.
blockchain wallet, how to stay secure. ILCA teach me truth so pure. Free book drop, 10 lessons on go. 1 hour a night, time to grow what I know.
Show up, don't be afraid. One click, your moment made it. No fee, just hard and driving. ILCA, come feel alive.
5 days to fly, 5 nights, one dream. ILCA gon' show you how to build your team. Crypto on your mind, time to change your size. 5-day challenge, let your future rise.
5 nights to grow, 1 hour just shows. Free book, free game, watch your money flows. ILCA, we lift you highs. 5 days to fly, come and touch the sky. Brandon broke away from that cubicle chain. Now he's teaching how to hustle with a digital brain. How to buy it, how to keep it when the markets sway. Knowledge is the weapon and we use it every day. Hackers in the dark, but we shining in light. ILCA, protect your bag, keep your future tight. Beginners or pros, we don't care where you start. 5 nights, come learn the art.
Sure, don't think twice. Freedom comes with sacrifice. Just log in, elevate. 5 nights can change your face. 5 days to fly, 5 nights, one dream. ILCA gon' show you how to build your team. Crypto on your mind, time to change your side. 5-day challenge, let your future rise.
5 nights to grow, 1 hour just shows. Free book, free game, watch your money.
Pulled out a steak and shake with a heart full of miles. Thinking about the long road, dreams stacking piles. Used to doubt myself, used to question the plan. But Bitcoin gave me hope when I didn't understand. I was broke in the spirit, trying to make ends meet. But I kept stacking little victories week after week. They called it fake money, said I'd lose it all. But I held on tighter than a prayer in the fall. From phony money to a warm hot meal. It's funny how fate turns into something real. They laughed at my wallet, said it wouldn't last. Now I'm paying for lunch with a future built to last. From burgers and shakes to a vision I'll take. It started with Bitcoin and a quiet hope of steak and shake. Mama told me, son, trust what you feel. And deep in my bones I knew this was real. A little digital spark in a world so cold. But freedom's got a heartbeat you can't always control. I watched the world shift, watched the doubt fade slow. Now folks who once teased me wanna know what I know. And maybe someday when my grandkids ask me why, I'll say Papa believed in tomorrow before the world even tried. Phony money to a warm hot meal. From a dream in the dark to a light you can feel. Yeah, they doubted in the early days, called it a mistake. But hope's a quiet fire only faith can make. From lunch to a Lambo, to the home of Sunday steak on the blockchain. It started with Bitcoin and a long prayer of steak and shake. They said it was fake, they said it was funny. Digital circus ain't real money. But I stayed down, stacking sats through the fear. Year after year, while the truth got clear. Now I'm buying my lunch with the sound of a scam. No middleman reaching out, touching my hand. From fries to the future, I'm paving my lane. From a burger receipt to generational gain. Ferrari dreams, yeah, someday maybe. Family home paid in Bitcoin, baby. Started small, just a coin, just a chocolate shake. Now I'm building a life only freedom can make. From phony money to a real life change. From a world full of doubt to a wide open range. I'm living my truth with each move I make. All starting with Bitcoin
It's all money moving fast. Are you in the game? World going digital, learn the chain. Don't get left, don't play plain. Power in your hands when you learn to change. So money moving fast. Are you in the game? World going digital, learn the chain. Don't get left, don't play plain. Power in your hands when you learn to change. All money moving. Chair executive order 1478 is live. How Rich and Jenny and Zach made the game survive. Now it's on you to rise and reign. Big change, your future learn to chain with Papa's Ivy League coaching academy. Moving fast, are you in the game? World going digital, learn to change. Don't get left, don't play it plain. Well in your hands when you learn to change. Slow money moving fast. All money moving fast. All money moving fast. Slow money moving fast. Slow money moving fast. Are you in the game? World going digital, learn to change. Don't get left, don't play it plain. Power in your hands when you learn to change. Wait, I'm on my paper.
There's a storm on Wall Street, and the sky looks black as death. Papa stands there asking softly, is this really all the future gets? The lightning ripped the heavens open, a vision shook him to the core. A river made of money shifting, flowing different than before.
Yeah, 30 years in the county blues, badge on his chest, boots full of truth. Hung it up, retired, wondering now, how do I help the world break through? Then he saw the canyon form in a digital valley, wide and bright. Blockchain carving out the future, Bitcoin leading with its light. From the cities to the back roads, he saw old systems fade away. A river turning toward the future, and the world about to change. Papa lifted up his voice. The river of money is changing course, flowing down a canyon carved by code. Bitcoin riding like a wild, wild horse. Through ILCA, through the Ivy League, we'll teach the world what's coming fast. A future built on truth and freedom, a ledger made to last. Papa said no one taught us this, so now it's time for us to lead. Millions out there searching blindly, we've got the map they truly need. With Papa's Ivy League Crypto Academy and ILCA standing by his side, he's reaching out to teach the masses, guiding them through the shifting tide. Yo, Papa stepping in with a brand new vision. ILCA on a blockchain mission, teaching the people the keys to the keys. Decentralized truth, bringing Wall Street to its knees. From the courthouse days to the academy halls, he's breaking old limits, he's breaking old walls. Millions to reach, and the message is clear. The future is digital, the future is here. Bitcoin lightning in the sky so bright, new money flow turning wrong into right. Papa's Ivy League bringing clarity, a river of change for humanity.
Close your eyes, hear the river hum. The storm is fading, the dawn has come. A future written block by block, unstoppable like ticking clocks.
Papa's voice rolls like thunder.
The river of money is changing course,
Flowing through a blockchain canyon deep. Bitcoin charging like a wild, wild horse.
through ILCA and the Ivy League, we'll shine the truth for all to see.
A world transformed by digital freedom. This is our new economy. So gather by the riverbank, where old world meets the new one spark. Papa smiles and waves you forward. Welcome to the future. Step out of the dark.
Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to our day 5 of our ILCA 5-day challenge. My name is your Queen Connectress, Miss Marnita Casa, and I will be your humble hostess for today. Now, there is something that I always like to say, and that is we totally understand there are so many different things you could be doing with your time. So the fact that you guys decided to come on out and hear what we have to say, of course, that makes us so very happy. So again, thank each and every one of you for being here. And I just have one question. I heard some Papa Leonard music. Leonard, are you certified? Did you get, oh, you tricked me. Okay, so whenever one of our students gets certified, our educator actually takes the time to make them a whole slew of awesome songs. So when I heard Papa Leonard's Ivy League Academy, I thought you had got certified. Okay, so now the heat is on you, sir. You need to be certified more sooner than later. Well, welcome everyone. And when I say this is a wonderful place to be, that's exactly what I mean. As you can see, our students are here getting certified. They're learning about cryptocurrency. They're learning personal development and more than anything, family. We are here learning about generational wealth, how to get it, how to keep it, and more than that, how to keep it coming in. So if you are looking for a different way in life, let's say you're working 9 to 5. Let's say you are out there trying your hand at network marketing. You're trying to recruit all these people, but something just is not working. It's just not getting it for you. Well, the fact that you guys decided to come and hear what we have to say here already shows me that you're on the right path. Why? Because at ILCA, that's exactly what we're doing. We're helping people just like you not only get their mind right, but get their pockets right as well. So before I get started, I have to throw this out there. Those of you who are Diamond members, you have heard us talk about come January 2026, ILCA is expanding. There is so much new value that we'll be bringing to you. So with that being said, we will be changing the structure of our memberships. So our Diamond members, if you want to get ahead of the curve and go ahead and upgrade yourself to the Platinum membership, let me know. I'll go ahead and send you a link. With one click of a button, you're able to upgrade yourself to Platinum membership and be ready to go when it comes in January 2026. You won't have to worry about trying to scramble and get your memberships together. So if you are ready to upgrade, please send me a message and I will send you all the information you need. And then you could be here on the side with the cool kids. Hello, my VIPs. How are you? Thank you guys so very much for being here. It is always great to see you and to feel that positive energy coming off of you. I am super, super excited. You guys know the routine. As you come on in, type your name and where you're from in the chat box. That way I get a chance to tell everybody who's here. And hello, YouTube. How are you, my friends? You guys type your name in the chat box as well, because I want to be able to shout you guys out also. But I'm super excited because I see we have a new member here. Her name is Minnie. Hello, Minnie. How are you? Welcome to the ILCA family. It is so good to have you. Uh-oh, is she turning on her? I thought you were going to turn on your camera for us. I had a wonderful conversation. There she is. Hi, beautiful. I had a wonderful conversation with this queen, and she is ready to learn and to take her education to the next level. Minnie, thank you so very much for being here with us. It is so good to see you. I see Papa Leonard is in the house as well. Hello, Leonard. How are you, sir? Leonard is one of our ILCA partners. If you are looking to join one of our memberships or get the courses at a wonderfully discounted rate, you want to go to pilca.education. Again, that's pilca.education and check out what Papa Leonard has for you today. I see we have the beautiful Miss Catherine Clement. Hello, Queen. How are you? It is always good to see you, baby. Thank you for everything that you're doing for our community. Like I've been saying this past week, we are putting some things together. And Miss Catherine Clement, is not playing. So keep your eye on her because she got some wonderful things coming out for you, as well as Mr. CJ Jackson. Hello, sir. Mr. CJ Jackson is another certified student. Boom, 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 boom. Yes, he's coming on in and he's representing Arizona. Mr. CJ Jackson had a powerful, let me say that word again, a powerful testimonial last night. If you were not able to catch it, I suggest you go to our YouTube channel and you listen to what that man has to say. In fact, he gave us some wonderful ideas. And I sent him a message, and all I can tell you guys is that pretty soon CJ will be bringing us some valuable information that we all need. CJ, thank you for everything that you're doing for us. You are greatly appreciated. I see we also have the lovely Miss Patty Geis is in the house. Hello, Patty. How are you, sweetheart? She is here. She is representing San Diego, California. It is always good to see you, Queen. I see we also have Miss Melanie Davis is in the house. Hello, Queen. She is here representing Chicago. Miss Melanie, please keep an ear out. We got some things going on after the 1st of December that I might be calling you just to get some input and everything, okay? So I want to throw that out there. I see my partner in crime. She's my angel, Miss Joyce Easley. Hello, Joyce. How are you? It is always good to see you, baby girl. Thank you so very much for being here. I love your energy. I see we have Miss Judy is coming on in from Canada. Hello, Queen. How are you? There is the beautiful Samantha, another certified student. Get it certified. I love it. She's another certified student. Miss Samantha has some wonderful things that she's also bringing to the community. So thank you, Samantha, for everything that you're doing and everything that you're putting together. We truly appreciate you. Of course, Carla Arrigo's in the house. I saw you, baby. How are you? Carla Arrigo is another partner of ILCA. Mwah! Thank you so very much for what you're doing. If you are looking for the courses at a discounted price, you can get it from Carla as well. You got to go to BeBestTheLetterYouCan.com and you will be able to find the courses and the memberships there. And Miss Carla Rigo's on Alignable. So if you're on Alignable, definitely reach out and make a connection with her. I see you, baby. Thank you for everything. Yes, ma'am. I see Gina Muhammad is here. Janelle is here from Colorado. Rita B is here from San Diego. Rita B is the first female certified student we got. So give Miss Rita B a round of applause. I see we also have the beautiful Miss Tammy Gully. Hello, baby. I see you. Miss Doreen Buckner is here, and she's coming all the way in from Anguilla. Michael Luco is here. If you're driving, Michael, please drive safe. Thank you so very much for being here. Okay, the family's in the house. Let's go ahead and get this party started again. Thank each and every one of you for joining us this evening for our ILCA 5-day challenge. My name is the Queen Connectress, Miss Marnita Casa, and I am your humble hostess for this evening. Now, it is my honor to introduce you all to a man that for over 25 years dominated the direct sales industry. His cryptocurrency education is used by companies and universities worldwide. Now, for over 9 years. I want to make sure I get that right because he's been at it for a while. For over 9 years, he has dedicated his life to learning about blockchain technology and cryptocurrency, but he didn't just stop there. He decided to go out and share his information with people like you and I for free. And he did this by putting on Bitcoin boot camps nationwide at no cost. So he has built thriving communities and wonderful platforms like you see before you now. So without further ado, it is my honor to introduce you all to Mr. Brandon Ivey.
All right. Thank you, Miss Casa, for that introduction. And we made it to the end of another week. So thank you for being steadfast and our hostess for this entire week and getting everybody prepared and working with all of our members behind the scenes. And you said we have a new member that's joined us, Miss Minnie. All right, welcome, Minnie, to our inner circle and our ILCA community. I hope that you're learning something new. That's the entire point, and we welcome you on board. And everybody else, welcome to be here. Those of you also on YouTube, you guys made it through the entire week, all the way to Friday. And tonight's lesson is actually the most important. It's opening up the door for you to be able to be in a position to be protected after you're building your crypto empire and portfolio. And the worst feeling in the world is all of a sudden you wake up one morning and all of your resources is gone. And so we're going to kind of cover why crypto security is important and why it is that education is key. Education is everything. But before we get to our lesson tonight, We have one guest speaker that's going to be sharing his story tonight. I have a lot of respect for this gentleman. He is in from California like myself. He's got a background in the law enforcement industry, made a career for himself. He's been in the crypto space for a couple of years now. We actually met as a part of another crypto opportunity that him and his mom were a part of, where I was screaming to the rooftops the need and necessity for crypto education. And unfortunately, that opportunity did not want to go down in that direction. And we all saw what happened with that. So, but he's been a student of ours for a couple of years now. I love his interaction with our community. He is always at every single inner circle crypto talk that we do in the morning. He's always well ready to learn. In fact, I don't remember times that has missed anything unless there's been something big in an emergency. He even came out to, I met him for the first time in LA. It was another opportunity that they had like a Super Saturday came out and he met myself and my oldest son, Chris. So I want to bring up also, let me not forget, he's actually a partner of ILCA as well. What does that mean? That means that he is at the highest tier of our membership with our community, where he's no longer just an affiliate or a student, but he's also a partner where he's able to offer all of our crypto courses and our everything that we have to offer and able to earn 50% commissions on everything. We split 50-50. So he's a partner of ILCA as well, and he's always wants to learn. And I love that about Leonard too. Always wanted to learn something new. So with that, let me bring up to the table to share his story, Brother Leonard Long. Leonard, the floor is all yours.
Well, thank you, Brandon, and thank you everybody for showing up. Um, I'm very honored to be here for one, and a lot of times I don't really know what I'm going to have to say to everybody because my journey in the crypto space is relatively short. Like Brandon said, my mom got me involved in something, and wasn't really sure what I was doing, but I got involved, and I spent money that I had at the time to spend. I can't say it was a wise idea to spend the money at the time, but it was extra money that I came into. And my mom was really hyped about it. So, I sat on it for a little bit. I had a coworker at the time that was in Bitcoin, and I think Bitcoin was just reaching 60,000 at the time. So knowing of all this hype and knowing that I had seen Bitcoin, be relatively cheap in the beginning, and I saw the two pizzas that were sold. So I had some working knowledge of cryptocurrency, and I decided to get involved like my mom. And I spent a lot of money, and we got to the point where this coin was going to go live on an exchange, and I had no idea what a wallet was or how I was going to do anything. So I started to reach out to YouTube to find out what is a wallet, how am I going to move this? And I wasn't really in a big hurry because, like Brandon said, I'm just retired from the LA County Sheriff's Department after 30 years. And I had the opportunity to invest in like 401k. And so I just knew over time, it didn't matter what I was buying. I just needed to let it sit and ride, and I would see a value that, it would rise much higher than I had spent. So in this project, my idea was I'll just hold on to these coins because I was told they were going to rise to be pretty large. Well, we were going to be able to get 10% of our coins. And I know a lot of times when coins go to the market, the price rises pretty quickly, but then they fall. Well, like I said, I didn't have any idea what a wallet was or any of that. So I reached out. My mom happened to turn me on to Brandon. I had seen him and Herschel once before, but didn't really know who they were. But my mom called me and said, "Hey, you need to look at this guy. He's a part of our program. I think they could help." And that's where I first met Brandon, was on YouTube, and he was introducing Herschel, who was going to explain what a wallet was and how to move coins to a wallet. So it was a little overwhelming. Sometimes the whole crypto space can be overwhelming because people think too much. Instead of just listening to learn, they listen to respond to what's being told to them. So I ended up meeting Brandon, and I don't remember exactly how it happened, but I started to get messages that Brandon had 3 courses for sale for the crypto space. And there was the inner circle talk and diamond. So eventually I signed up maybe a month after I saw him. Um, Started learning really quickly about all of it. It was very, very overwhelming. And one thing that I personally try to do is if I get involved with somebody, I really would like to meet them face to face because that is the only way I'm going to know if that person's a real person and not a fake person. And I have 8 grandkids right now, and I get in arguments with them because they always tell me that the people that they see on TikTok or whoever, Instagram, Facebook, those are their friends. And I always ask them, have you physically met these people face to face? And usually it's no. So I tell them, those are not your friends, those are just associates. So when Brandon said he was going to be at an event, I made it a point to go see Brandon just to meet him. That would be the only way I would know if this person was a genuine person. And like Brandon said, I went to this presentation. At the end of the day, I wasn't necessarily happy with the presentation, but I met Brandon, and that continued my education in the crypto space. Shortly after that, we every morning we study about what's going on in the market, and we just happened to stumble across a token, and Brandon was going to buy it. He bought some, sold it, and made a mistake. It happened to be his wife's birthday, so he didn't buy back in. And because he didn't buy back in, he lost an 8,900% increase in just a couple of days, which would have been thousands and thousands of dollars, which sort of opened my eyes like, wow, if I just bought something right now and tomorrow it just all of a sudden exploded, that idea of I originally had with my mom in the first project, it's true. I could actually see this happening. And at that time, he started to teach us a little bit about trading on exchanges. And in a month, I did pretty well. I took just a little bit of money and turned it into a couple $1,000s. And I learned my first lesson was I sold and I didn't get back into it. I have not looked today, but 6 months ago, I think that token that Brandon and I were trading somewhere between $7 and $10 for this month of December. I think it's over 200, or it's probably close to $2,000 now. I've seen nothing but it going up, and it's because it's a money trading liquidity token. Now, I only tell you that because this whole thing in the crypto space is really going to come down to education. Those that are educated are going to have a least amount of chance of loss because they'll be able to look at something and determine whether it has value. Is it something that I can make money short term? Is it something I can make money long term? And I'm also telling you this because I just, like I said, just recently retired, and I would always hear people talk about being on a fixed income. Well, I'm on a fixed income. I'm not worried about having to work, which I'm lucky in that regards. If I did anything right, I got a job that gave me a pension. But now I'm thinking, well, now I'm learning about money, and I have all these opportunities. And so, you know, I would like to jump into those opportunities. One of them now is Bitcoin, right? Everyone's heard about it, and everybody knows that that's the big boy on the block. But people don't really understand that it's not so much about Bitcoin; it's about the technology that Bitcoin has brought. A lot of people, if you remember back in the 2000, beginning of 2000, we had Apple come out with the iPad or the little music um, device. And one of the problems that we had was Napster came online, and now we're sharing music. And now everybody was concerned about the artists losing their rights to their music. And it was so easy to share music. I know people that did it all the time. I didn't really understand it. Now I wish I would have paid attention to it because it probably would have led me to Bitcoin a little quicker. But one thing I recently learned was in our money system, the big difference between our fiat money, paper money, and our digital money is in the paper money, it's a draw system, which means you go to the store and you buy something, and at the end of the day, your transaction goes through, but it doesn't really get it put on the ledger until the end of the day. That's why we have overspending. That's why the bank charges you the ridiculous amounts for spending too much when you knew you didn't have the money. Thank goodness they started forcing the banks to clear checks every night instead of waiting 2-3 days, because that slows people down from getting in too much debt over these fees. But one thing about this digital money is it's a push system. And what do I mean by that? Well, if you have a wallet and you have some tokens in there, if you can only spend what you have, you can't send any more than what you have. And that's where this digital currency started to wake some people up. Satoshi Nakamoto, when he produced this white paper, he explained it pretty clearly, and the techie people got it. The people that are worried about it being equal across the board. I would always hear about people being unbanked, and I didn't really understand what that meant until I saw some music people getting what they call unbanked, where the banks say, "Hey, we're not going to let you be one of our customers," and I didn't really understand what that meant. But then after coming into Brandon's world with the ICL Ivy League Coaching Academy, I didn't realize that there's a lot of countries that people don't have banks. So how do those individuals interact with somebody like me on this side of the world? Well, they can do that now through this digital money. There's no Jamie Dimon or Chase Bank to say, no, you can't spend your money. And I don't know how many times people have been told you can't spend your money, but it's sort of frustrating when you have money in the bank and they won't let you have it. It's just like I didn't know for a very, very long time. Every time my check goes in that bank, I'm lucky if the bank decides to give it back to me because I don't own it. That comes into this not your keys, not your coins ordeal. And education is going to be the key for everything. And I'm sitting here right now looking at Bitcoin. And in the last probably a week ago or so, I bought at 4 different levels. And now that is dropped probably like 25 grand since I bought. Now, you would think most people would be freaking out that it's dropping. I'm sitting here hoping it drops more to be able to buy, because I know off of past history, this is going to return. And what makes me excited about this is here I have my little retirement, but I have 8 grandkids that range from like a year old to 24 years old. Now, I know having these discussions with my wife, the babies, I'm excited because I have the opportunity to create them a crypto wallet for inheritance. And if you can only imagine where this is going to go in another 40 years. If it's already made $100,000 in 15 years, where's it going to be in 40 years? Especially when there's a very limited supply, and now we have countries and billionaires and the everyday people have access to it. So now the supply and demand is going to get to be really, really high in the near future. And I'm looking at a piece of paper right now that was talking about homes. Right now, the price of Bitcoin is $85,000, actually 84,818, right around there. That's the price of a really nice car. I remember just 2 years ago, being at $20,000, thinking, oh man, it's a lot of money. I know I need to buy some, but I'd buy a little bit here and there. I never really wanted to spend this money to buy this stuff. And now I'm kicking myself because I had the opportunity to have one whole coin back then, and I chose not to do that. Now it cost me 4 times that amount, and we're only 2 years down the road. And I'm looking at this piece of paper. It's talking about the homes in the US and in the price of Bitcoin. So in 2015, for a home that cost 299,000, it was going to take 1,314 Bitcoins. In 2020, it was going to cost 27.9 Bitcoin for a $332,000 house. And we all know property keeps rising. In 2025, back in August of the 27th, a medium-sized home in the United States is $426,000. At that time, it was going to take 3.8 Bitcoin to buy a house. Now, I venture to say the house prices are still the same right now, a couple months down the road. But today, it would take 5 Bitcoin. Yeah, it might take more Bitcoin today, but what is it going to be like in another 5 years? It's going to be the price of a Bitcoin is going to be more than a house. You'll be paying less than probably 1 Bitcoin for a house in the future. And so it really behooves everybody to start paying attention to this digital money. I know people are worried about, if the electricity, it's fake money, you can't get it. What if the electricity goes down? I know that majority of the time I use my ATM card. I don't really carry too much cash on me. So if the electricity goes down, I'm not going to be able to get money out of my bank. I'm going to physically have to have that cash on me in order to buy anything. So the worry of the cost of electricity is not a big deal, or whether it's going to go down or not. The issue is, how much are you going to own as it starts to really rise when everybody wants it? I know a lot of people don't like our president, but he has changed our economy greatly. He's passed things that allow the everyday person, their 401ks, to get involved in this new digital race for money. Everybody is has access to the Bitcoin ETF, which is just another version of Bitcoin. We have the largest asset holder in the world saying he's looking forward to $867 trillion coming into the real world asset system. I think he's underestimating. I think it's going to be a lot higher. People just don't really understand that Bitcoin is just the technology, or is really brought the technology to the masses. That's what we're seeing. It's the first one that's really got it right. It's the most secure, and we see it as digital gold right now, but it's really the technology that Bitcoin is using that's making this really special. And one thing I would like to say is, I know people think it may be difficult or hard to get involved. Brandon and a few of us went to the Bitcoin 2025 Expo in Vegas back in May. And Gemini, which is an American exchange company, was releasing their brand new Visa card. They labeled it the Bitcoin Visa card, but it's just another Visa card. But what I think is special about this, and I know there's many other ones, is every day people are charging their food, gas, whatever it is they're buying. They're using their ATM cards or credit cards. They're using these things. Now, some people have credit cards that have rewards for airline flights or travel, whatever it may be. But Gemini came out with one that the rewards is cryptocurrency. Now you get to choose whatever coin you may want. I would highly suggest finding a way to use these new coin or new cards in a way that would be beneficial to your family. And what I mean by this is I waited a few months to get mine, and then I realized, hey, stop just using your ATM card and start using this and pay this off as fast as possible. Usually I try to pay for it before the bank, the card closes. But the reason why I'm doing this is because you could choose a token like XRP that has now fallen to $1.90 today. That $1.90 is not too hard to earn in rewards. And several wealthy people believe this token, Brandon being one who thinks it's going to go to a 2-digit, like 10, 20, 30, 40, $50. To some believe that it's going to be a $10,000 coin. And the reason why I'm telling you this is if you were to use that today and not spend those tokens and just see it as a savings bank for the future, where could that money go? Like, how much value could that be in 40 years for your grandkids? It's a simple, I bought gas today for $50 and I earned a token. Where's that going to go in 50 years from now? So there's a great upside to learning this information now while you can. I fight my wife, I fight my grandkids all the time about learning this information, but I know in the future they're going to be like me when I think back and my grandfather told me, X, Y, Z. Why didn't I listen? But at least maybe I'll have the opportunity to give them a head start in their future retirement. But that's really all I had to say. My journey in the crypto space isn't some spectacular, I'm multimillionaire. That hasn't happened. Hopefully that will happen before I pass. It would be cool to see. But I think everybody has this opportunity, and really the kids are our kids and grandkids of today are the ones that are going to reap the benefits of us learning. And thank you, Brandon, for letting me speak. Maybe one day I'll be able to speak at one of your conferences. Shame on me. I have all these courses and I've bought them like 3 times. Just so everyone knows, I've spent a bunch of money on these courses. But I actually personally like to learn by listening to Brandon speak. It's just it's much easier for me.
The live version. All right. Thank you, Leonard. Give it up for Leonard for sharing that information. I mean, you brought up that story that tears my heart out every time about for those of you that don't know, it was like our inner circle. We were trading. I was teaching how to trade on the L Bank exchange, and we found a token, and I was teaching how to get in and get out, get in and get out, get in and get out. And just that one day that it was my wife's birthday and I didn't do crypto talk. I didn't do trading that day, and I did not buy back in. That if it wasn't my wife's birthday, I would have. And now that costs a couple of $100,000. And Leonard likes to bring that up every so often to remind me. But that's the power of learning the skill set, because I've made a lot of money trading off of that one. But you can be a walking ATM machine like Catherine, who is actively trading, and that's part of what we offer in our series. So thank you, Leonard, for sharing that information. Now we are going to go. Yes, yes.
Brandon, real quick, I just looked. It's $695. I thought it would have been a lot higher, but it's slowed down.
It was what, like $6, $7 when we were trading on that.
And you bought it for pennies. It went up 8,900% 2 days after you sold.
I let my wife know that was a very expensive birthday. All right, so let's jump on into our lesson tonight. We're going to be talking about security. Security. I can't stress the importance of this enough. And I'm
E-Estate just recently celebrated a
not
1-year
really covering this sooner. We have an entire course about security, and it should have been one of the first ones I've done, but better late than never. And I'm sure you either personally experienced, or you've heard of, or you know people that have nightmare stories when it comes to losing their crypto some kind of way. I'm going to give you these four rules to protect yourself first and foremost when it comes to education. Rule number one, education is key. Education is everything. Rule number two, never invest money you cannot afford to lose. A lot of people miss that. They hear stories of people getting rich and getting wealthy, and they just dump all in. They put their car money, their house money, their savings, thinking that they're going to get rich quick like it's the lottery. Rule number three, always get your money back as fast as possible. I've seen people lose on that because of the greed. They see things going up, everything is going good, and they fail to sell and make a profit. The whole point is to make a profit. So always get your money back as fast as possible. And then anything that happens after that is gravy. So if it doesn't work, at least you didn't lose your money. You made that back. And I've learned in the crypto space, no matter the project that you're on, you make your money back within 3.5 to 4 months, maybe 6 months at best, or worst case scenario. But then after that, then you look at profit and to grow from there. So don't get greedy. And then the fourth rule is set goals for yourself. Where do you see yourself 3 months from now, 6 months from now, a year from now? What are you willing to do to make that happen? What vehicles are going to use? Stay focused and do not get distracted. Since blockchain technology is going to disrupt every industry, there's always going to be opportunities. So don't get the FOMO. Because even if you miss an opportunity, there's going to be another one. That is a guarantee. There's going to be another one. Then I say following these rules is not going to guarantee that you'll lose because you will. It will minimize your risk, minimize so that you win. You have more wins than you have losses. But if anything, when it comes to guarantees, I can guarantee you will lose money in this space. I can guarantee that. I don't know how much, when, or how, but your education will minimize that loss so that you gain more than you lose and you learn from your loss and you're able to keep moving forward so that that loss doesn't knock you out of the game. I know so many jaded people because they lost some money in crypto that screw that industry. I'm going back to my 9 to 5. I'm gonna go do I'm gonna do this. And they never come back to the space. And that's the wrong thing to do. Like Dory from Finding Nemo says, just you gotta keep swimming. You gotta keep moving forward. Let me share this one more time for those of you in our river of money. We have great programs in front of us. 5 of them to be exact. The law of numbers state that some of these is going to fail. I don't know which one, I don't know how, I don't know when. So when it happens, you have to make sure you're in a position that it doesn't knock you out of the game. This is why we are diversified and we have multiple things going on. The best case scenario is that all of them do great. That's what I hope, that's what I wish for. But I know one or two is not, and one of you guys might blame me for it. That's just the nature of the game. It's how it works. But just know that going in so that you're prepared by following our rules, you will be safe. You'll be okay. Now, the biggest one, security. It's great to make the money, but do you know how to keep it? How to keep it safe. So we're going to talk about why crypto security is important. Now, due to time, I know this is a Friday night. I'm going to kind of go through this and I'm not going to spend too much time, off on side tangents on this, but just so you have the main information. So let's get into this. What is crypto cybersecurity? Well, I want you to imagine this story. You wake up and you go to work one day, you hear people talking about how Bitcoin just crossed $100,000 for the first time ever. You have heard about Bitcoin, you have seen it on the news, but you believed it to be fake. You have heard on the news that it was not real money, but you keep seeing people around you making money, and not a little bit, but a lot. You decide to go to YouTube to do some research and learn that Bitcoin is the best performing asset in the past 15 years. So you say to yourself that you can do this also, and you don't want to be left behind. You have had a successful career and been a hard worker, and you believe that it is your time now to become an investor. You hear people say that you should get educated on this crypto space before you get started, like I say all the time. But how hard could it be? You watch a few videos, open your Coinbase account, and you purchase Bitcoin for the very first time. It was scary at first, but you got through it. You then figured out how to move crypto from one wallet to another, and you get more comfortable with the process. You start to hear about other crypto tokens to be involved in that people are making money. So you figured out how to get a MetaMask wallet and transfer and swap tokens to get in on the meme game because you heard somebody got rich off of Shiba Inu, Dogecoin, and whatnot. Everything is going well. Your portfolio is growing. 1 year passes, and you are in a very good position. Your crypto portfolio has exploded. You feel like you're on top of the world, and you start having dreams of retiring. People are now asking you about crypto, and you feel confident to start sharing. One day, you are on social media and you start to hear about a new token that is going to be the next Doge, and you can get rich quick. All you must do is go to this website, connect your wallet, and be one of the first to get the token at a discounted price before launch. You connect your wallet, and can you guess what happens next? Your wallet gets drained. All your crypto is gone. You start to panic. You look for customer service number to call, but realize that nobody can help you. You gave access to your wallet to scammers. After doing some research, you learn how you got scammed and that it was completely avoidable if you knew what to look for. In other words, if you got educated on this space, you would protect yourself from falling prey to the scammers. Most scams are preventable if you take the time to educate yourself first before you attempt to build your crypto empire. And these lessons are designed to make you aware of the challenges that you will face. So what is crypto cybersecurity? Well, cyber security for crypto is an essential consideration in the rapidly evolving world of digital assets. As more individuals and businesses embrace cryptocurrencies, the transition to digitizing assets introduces unique vulnerabilities that require security measures. Now, likewise, as cryptocurrency grows in popularity, these digital assets are increasingly exposed to threat actors. Effective crypto cybersecurity is crucial. In the realm of cryptocurrency transactions, private keys play a pivotal role in accessing digital assets. Unfortunately, these keys have become prime targets for hackers, making robust cybersecurity for crypto indispensable. Unlike traditional financial systems, blockchain technology underpins cryptocurrencies, offering both anonymity and decentralization. While these features enhance privacy, they also increase the risk of financial loss due to the unregulated nature of cryptocurrency transactions. Let's talk about different types of crypto scams and risks. As the popularity of digital cryptocurrency grows, so do the risks associated with cryptocurrency scams. Now, the higher Bitcoin goes, if you think scamming is bad now, wait till Bitcoin hits 250,000 a coin, and then 500,000, and then $1 million a coin. It's already as a full-time business and industry around the world to scam you out of your money. Even there's a group called the Lazarus Group that's part of the North Korean government. They've got thousands of individuals that their day job is stealing crypto around the world from people like us. So understanding the various types of cryptocurrency scams is crucial for safeguarding your investments and transactions. Now we're going to talk about some of the most common risks and scams in the crypto world. First, there's sensitive information theft. One of the most prevalent cryptocurrency scams that affect users involves the theft of sensitive information. Hackers often target private keys, which are essential for accessing digital wallets. Once these keys are compromised, the hackers gains full control over the victim's assets, leading to significant financial losses. Now, let me go over a couple of rules here. Whenever you open up a non-custodial wallet and you're getting your private key, you do not take a screenshot of it. You do not save it onto a file on your computer. You do not save it onto any so-called what are these things called? Your password remember sites. You know that they automatically bring up your password. Don't put your seed phrases in there. Do not read your seed phrase out loud while you are writing it down. Do not save it to the cloud. Do not write it down in front of your laptop computer that has a camera. Okay? Make several copies of it and have them in different locations. Don't put it down on just one piece of paper. Save it somewhere. That paper could get destroyed. It could get wiped out. Pen marks can get, messed up. So these are just some of the tricks for you guys. Sophisticated hacking techniques. Hackers employ advanced methods to breach crypto exchanges and wallets. These sophisticated hacking techniques can lead to the loss of large amounts of digital currency. The decentralized nature of blockchain technology makes it challenging to recover stolen assets, highlighting the importance of robust crypto cybersecurity measures. So here's something else too. Number one, you do not have all your money on exchanges. You only have money on exchanges or custodial accounts that you're going to use to trade. Number two, your password. How many digits should your password be? Type it in the chat box because that's your first line of defense. Also, use a VPN at all times. You guys got it, 12. So your password, at least 12 digits, have a VPN on. The third thing, always use two-factor authentication. Okay? Always use two-factor authentication. You want the highest security measures possible to make it difficult for hackers to be involved. And then the fourth is always use a utility wallet if you're doing your day-to-day crypto stuff on the net and you're connecting to different sites. I hope you guys are taking notes and writing these things down. I've got lessons on all of this. This is just the intro. Crypto mining. Crypto mining involves using computer resources to validate transactions and secure the blockchain network. However, malicious actors sometimes deploy mining malware, which covertly uses the victim's computer power to mine cryptocurrency for the attacker. This not only slows down the victim's device, but also increases their electricity costs. So, what do? How many of you have ever gone to Starbucks and you connected on the public Wi-Fi network? Or you're at the airport? Or you're in your hotel room if you're traveling and you're connecting to the public Wi-Fi? Number one, don't ever connect to public Wi-Fi on any device that has your crypto. Okay? See, with Starbucks, they found out one Starbucks, the employees was anytime you connected to their public Wi-Fi, they were using everybody's laptop to mine Bitcoin in the back room, using their mining power. So I never use public Wi-Fi. Instead, I travel with one of my phones has like a mobile hotspot connected to my mobile carrier. So I never have to connect to public Wi-Fi. I also always, when I travel, I have portable chargers. So I never have to connect my phone charging unit to a public open charger. Those of you that went to our Atlanta event a couple of years back saw that even these little charger cables, once you connect it, they're programmed to backtrack into your phone. So I don't trust any public charging stations, not on the airplane, not in the airport. I haven't had any issue in the hotel rooms. I haven't thought about that. And also have a utility laptop to travel with so that if you're doing things on the net, you're not using the device that's connected to your crypto. Okay, I'm overly cautious. One of the biggest scams is called phishing attacks. Phishing attacks are common types of cryptocurrency scams where fraudsters impersonate legitimate entities to trick users into revealing their private keys or other sensitive information. These scams often involve fake websites or emails that appear genuine, making it easy for unsuspecting users to fall victim. This, especially baby boomers. This is like catnip for hackers going after baby boomers. Don't be opening up unauthorized websites, clicking on links, clicking on ads, even if it's from Google. You can't trust that stuff. Pig butchering schemes. A pig butchering scam, also known as Pan in Chinese, is a sneaky and long-term type of investment fraud that often starts on social media or dating apps with a romantic angle. Social media platforms used to trick victims are called pig pens, and the lies scammers tell to keep the money flowing are called pig feed. And by now, you probably know who the butcher is in this scenario. That's right, it's the scammer. I already have lessons specifically on pig butchering and specifically on fishing. In fact, last month's 5-day challenge, we dedicated each night to one of these two scams. So you can always, if you're a VIP member, you have access to see all of our past recordings. So you can see last month's 5-day challenge as well. Investment scams. Investment scams lure victims with the promise of high returns. These scams range from fake ICOs to Ponzi schemes. Victims are convinced to invest their money only to find out later that the scheme was fraudulent and their funds are gone. I have a rule and every rule that I've created, I wasn't taught, is because of trial and error. I do not believe any crypto opportunity or investment type projects. I always look at them as a side eye. Not that I'm being scammed, but more so, are you even going to survive or make it long term? I don't believe any of them. That includes everything that we get involved in. I don't believe the hype. So how do I move forward? I'm not afraid of this space and thinking, oh, red flag on everything. How do I move forward? Well, I have another philosophy. Whatever I'm being told, I believe that they're going to fail it by 90%. So I ask myself, even if you fail by 90%, can I still make a profit off of 10%? If you only get it 10% right, if the answer is yes, I move forward. But I move forward cautiously, like Naomi from WWE. Proceed with caution. I follow my 4 rules. I only use money that I'm not afraid to lose. I always try to get my money back as fast as possible. So even if things don't go right, I don't lose. So does that mean you got to be, can't join anything because I don't know, there's some red flags. No, you can still move forward. You're just doing it with your education and knowledge. Insider threats. Insider threats come from individuals within an organization who have access to sensitive information. These insiders can exploit their positions to steal digital currency or sabotage security measures. Implementing strict access controls and monitoring systems can mitigate these risks. So here's another thing too. You might be part of different projects and you might need help. So you want to contact customer support, and customer support reaches out to you, and you think you're talking to customer support until they take all your crypto. Here's a couple of red flags. If you think you're talking to customer support or you think you're talking to somebody that you trust, because AI is used to copy people out there. AI has been used to copy my voice and copy me. There was a couple of AI videos that they took my voice, my backyard, a picture of me, and talking. Even when I saw it for the first time, I was like, huh, I don't I don't remember shooting that video. Sounds like me. And then I listened more closely, and the AI is speaking as if I'm from Australia and that was a giveaway. So I would never ask for money in a DM, anything like that. I would never ask you for your seed phrase. Any customer support that asks you for seed phrase, put a red flag on them. Like, hell no, you don't need my seed phrase to do anything. Okay, so just give you a couple of tips there. What's the future of crypto security? The more we use cryptocurrencies, the craftier cyber attackers get. From buying and selling platforms to personal digital wallets, no part of the cryptocurrency world is safe from sneaky hackers out to get a quick buck. What just happened from the MoveQuest group earlier this week? Why did the price of the token drop so dramatically? Why? Because somebody got hacked and it drained all of their money, or like life saved, like $100,000 worth or so. Now that individual's devastated. It is important to understand that let me repeat this. It is important to understand that yeah, someone got scammed. You are responsible for your crypto portfolio, not me, not ILCA, not anything that you're a part of. You are responsible. You must not take this lightly and invest in the time and commitment to learn how to always keep your crypto safe. Your journey does not end here. You must be aware that the scammers are always looking for new ways to steal your crypto. So your education in this space never ends. As a disclaimer, this information is intended for educational and training purposes only and should not be construed as investment advice. As with all financial decisions, you should contact your licensed financial advisor before investing in any financial instrument. And that, ladies and gentlemen, brings us to the end of our 5-day challenge week. Now, it doesn't stop there because for those of you that want to continue your education, all we did was exposed this space to you. We introduced where the river of money is flowing. Now it's up to you to make the decision to continue going forward or to go back to what you were doing and be like, at least I know what this is about. It's really not for me. That's up to you. I will tell you this, whether you like it or not, you will be impacted by this space. If you're either going to willfully be involved or it's going to run over you. You're either going to be Blockbuster Video or you're going to be Netflix. Now, tomorrow morning, we will be doing a presentation of what ILCA is all about, how to be a part of our community. And that's going to be at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific. Ms. Koss, if you could type in the chat box what that link is for those of you that want to hop on Zoom. I will also be streaming it live in front of everybody. Yeah, I saw my son came and told me that one later. I got that. We'll hear what's going on. Marjorie Taylor Greene is resigning from Congress. That's big, big, big news. But anyways, we're going to be talking about tomorrow what ILCA is. I'm going to share a little vision of ILCA getting ready for 2026. I'm going to have Ms. Casa also talk about our memberships, what we talked about yesterday, Marnita, and share a little bit about that, what to prepare for those that want to be prepared earlier before January rolls around. And Monday night, we're going to have our Monday night recap call where Mr. Kenny Taylor will be sharing his story. Also, we'll be talking about now that you've learned about what this space is, how do I make money in this space? And I'm going to, for the first time, publicly name the opportunity that has partnered with ILCA. They're paying me to be their crypto educator. Starting December 3rd, every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern, I'll be doing a special crypto training for their community. You guys will already know this stuff. So those of you that are part of it, but it is in the tokenized real estate space. And we will be sending a message out to all of those who signed up on our registration to get more information about it. We will be sending that information out after our Monday night recap call, but I will name what it is, and that will be probably the last time, the first and last time you will hear me publicly state the name of this opportunity. Outside of that, I will only be talking about tokenized real estate, ILCA estate. We do everything under our umbrella. Our inner circle members, those in our VIP side, they already know what it is. Some of you guys have already got position. I got to tell you today, one of my partners called me up. He's super excited. He is about to bring millions into the platform globally. We had a private conversation, and he's not playing. And the people that he has, some of you guys already know who that is. You know who he is. You don't know who that is yet, but that just happened today. So things are about to pick up really fast in that space. And I will say this: you say, well, how much? How much? $10. $10. Get your foot in the door. But we'll talk about that on Mondays. Now, I'm going to turn it on over to Miss Casa to handle Q&A. If anybody has any questions about tonight or any questions for Mr. Leonard Long, let's go from there. So, Miss Casa, the floor is all yours.
Thank you so much. Okay,
I heard you.
Okay, so wait, no, they're getting used to it. I didn't have to tell them to turn anything down this time. As soon as I said thank you so much, the TV went down. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, everyone, this is my favorite time of the session. It is our Q&A. So there is only 3 things that we do ask of you. The first one is please do not unmute your mic until we call upon you. The second one is we do ask for 2 questions unless there is time for more. And the third one is the most important. There are no silly questions. So if you have an aha moment or something on your mind, raise your hand and I will be happy to call on you. Okay, Miss Judy, the floor is all yours.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, wonderful. I want to say congratulations, Minnie, for coming on board. It's been since September now. So I'm glad you came in. But I want to make a comment with regards to tonight's lesson on scamming, because I've got these scammers hitting me up left, right, and center. Today, I got a call. They asked for me by name, didn't ask for Judy, they asked for Judith. And they said they were calling from the mempool and that I had an account with 1 Bitcoin in it. So they wanted to give me instructions on how to get it out. And I thought, oh, this is interesting. So I decided to play with him. Right? And I said, well, how did you get my number? Well, you have this account here on the mempool, and it shows that you have Bitcoin in it. And I'm like, it doesn't work like that. He goes, what do you mean it doesn't work like that? I said, it doesn't work like that. So anyway, we were going back and forth. I was playing with him, and then I guess he realized that he really wasn't going to get anywhere with me. But somebody who is not educated would have gotten so scammed. I mean, he told me, "Oh, you have 1 Bitcoin that's worth 89,000 Canadian dollars." And I laughed and I said, well, actually, 1 Bitcoin is worth more than that, you know? And yeah, and he just assumed, well, he's calling Canada, so he said Canadian dollars. And it just, I mean, it's crazy, crazy, crazy what these scammers are doing out there. So thank you so much for these lessons on, avoiding the scammers and the phishing and the pig butchering. And it's invaluable. It's priceless.
Now,
So,
how many of our 5-day challenges have you attended now, Judy?
oh gosh, I think I started when you first did it. It's been what? How many years now?
4 years in January.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. Well, I remember it was right after my other company kind of went belly up. And that's what convinced me that you knew what you were doing in the space. For those of you who don't know, I was with another company. We did amazing. It was in the gold space. And our first 7 years, we did 100 million euros in sales. And then the company decided they were going to launch a cryptocurrency backed by gold. And oh my God, we did 140 million euros in sales in 4 months. But we were a sitting duck because none of us knew anything about crypto. But we trusted the CEO because of his track record. Many people had like a 3 to 10 year track record with this guy, and they're just making money, not knowing what they're doing. And so we trusted him and we went forward. And the project went south. But I understood why it went south because I'd been with the company for 10 years. And here was Brandon, and he was on my list to recruit, actually. But we were so swamped. I didn't get the opportunity to get around to contact him and building that relationship and that rapport to recruit him. And then all of a sudden, in my feed comes a crypto talk where Brandon is discussing my company. And I remember thinking, oh my God, let me write down his name. This is another one the company's going to have to sue for defamation. But he wasn't critical. He approached it from the like a journalist, completely objective with the journalist's eye and critique. And he started going through the weeds and he came to the correct conclusion, never having been in our company. He knew exactly what happened, what went wrong, and he caught it live on a crypto talk. And at that point, that's when I said, this man knows his stuff. And I've been following you ever since and learned, oh my God, if I knew then what I know now, I would have made so much more money with that opportunity. I would have made moves at the right time. I would have taken my crypto out at the right time. Yeah.
Well, all right. Well, Judy, I hate to interrupt you there because we gotta keep it moving. And next, and my son's looking at me like, Dad, this is Wingstop night. What's going on? So, thank you for sharing that, Judy. And it's absolutely right. I was objective. I was fair, and I said it what like it was on that opportunity. And we gave them the opportunity to be able to do things the right way. They didn't want to use me back then, but it
Yeah.
is what it is. All right. So thank you, Judy.
Thank you so much for that, Miss Judy. That was good. Okay, Miss Patty, sweetheart, the floor is all yours, baby.
Thank you, Queen, and thank you, Mr. Ivy. I will keep this quick because I know the importance of Wingstop. So, two questions I have. I'll spit them out right now. For Brandon, my question is to remind us why ICOs are still not offered anymore. I just wanted to be reminded of why that's not something that's offered to us anymore. And for Papa Lenny, my question to you, sir, is first of all, thank you for your story. I think it's just so fascinating how we've all come together with different backgrounds and different levels of knowledge. And you being in law enforcement, Leonard. So I know that, when you're trying to, well, not trying to, but you've invited some of your prior colleagues to take a look at crypto, and they're also always so skeptical. And even you've been kind of, give it a thorough eye before you take it a look at it. So my question for you is, you mentioned that as you want it for someone to be authentic and for someone to be real, they need to be in person. And so that's why you went and had a chance to meet with Brandon. But even after that, Brandon losing that $8,900 trade, since we're still open for the folks on the YouTube side, can you kind of share with us why you still had belief in Brandon's level of knowledge? Because most people would have said, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. He just lost $9,000. But that was not your response. So can you share with those of us here, and then also those of us that are looking at ILCA for a first time and haven't had a chance to work with Brandon yet? Can you share that with us, please, sir?
No, oh, I thought you were unmuted. My bad. All right, go ahead, Leonard.
Yeah, you know what?
Patty, you got to mute yourself while Leonard is talking.
What I would say to that is, when I started going down this road, I bought into the inner circle. And listening to Brandon talk every morning and going through the market. I mean, I listen to a lot of YouTube people, and there's a few that I listen to and then I'm like, okay, this person sounds reasonable or whatever. But Brandon would actually explain what was going on in the market. Like I can look at the chart right now. I'm looking at Bitcoin and I can see the Bollinger Bands, and all three bands are pointing straight down. The RSI is pointing, below the bottom, below the bottom. And, you know, he would just explain to us how to research a coin and stuff like that. When I got involved with my 401k at work, the people were like, well, you're young enough, you could go down the risky road. And that's how I chose to invest. It wasn't because I was knowledgeable. It was because I was like, oh, I got 30 years. I'll just put some money in here and let it ride. And I have nothing but time to watch and see what happens. Well, now that I got involved in the crypto space and it's a whole new thing, you losing money isn't fun. And I have lost money just because I haven't necessarily followed all of Brandon's rules, or I didn't listen to myself after looking at everything that I knew um, in the market. Like 2 weeks ago when I started to buy Bitcoin, I bought it wrong times. Even though I looked at the thing, the charts, and was like, hey, I think this is going to go down. I can see it's going to go down. Question is how low. And I think the last time we talked, Brandon, you said, well, it might hit 102, and it was at 108. Well, you can clearly see it's at 84. Who would have thought it would be that low? Now I know our number is maybe 75, but looking at this, um, I think by December it could be below 70. Just looking at the bands and the way they're pointing, because they're almost going straight down. So, listening to his classes or his talk Monday through Thursday, that's a huge, huge deal, because it's taught pretty much all of us what to look for in a token. What is a reasonable? I've heard people talk about XRP, being this crazy amount. But, my mom said, hey, I heard it was going to go to $1 million. And I'm like, yeah, I can look at the token amount and I can tell you it's never going to hit $1 million, just because the amount of circulating supply and just the way that Brandon breaks it down. And we can go back and past history and look at these things and go, okay, what's similar? Where did it go? So maybe this next one could go just as high. Now we're in a new territory because we have these stable coins coming on market, and there's a lot of new people coming in. So we're now going to have financing tokens that are going to come on board, like Compound Finance and Mutuum is in the market right now. Like, fake news is talking about it for the last 3 months. Like, where's that going to go? Who knows? But we can look and have a good idea. And so not only just meeting Brandon and speaking to him, and I've spoken to him off of camera, we've gone places. I always thought he was a very upfront and straight up guy. So that's just the feeling I had gotten, and I was comfortable with rolling with that.
Thank you, Leonard, for sharing that. I will say, for the record, I didn't lose $8,900. I sold, and this is a teachable lesson too. I actually sold for a profit. Where the mistake I made was I didn't buy back in because we knew it was going to drop. And because I didn't buy back in, I potentially lost hundreds of thousands of dollars that it rose to, but I did make a profit on that. Also, too, you guys have heard me share the story that I lost $40,000 at 2 o'clock in the morning. Technically, yes, I did, but I didn't lose it on my own money because that was profit. I think I had bought that at $3,000 and it flipped up to being worth 40,000, and I had already pulled out my profit. And when I saw how high it rose, I was ready to move it and I messed up moving it late at night and I lost. So I didn't lose it out of my bank account of my own money. So just this, when you follow the rules, even when you lose, you don't actually lose. You know, you still win or you'll still be safe. But thank you for sharing that, Leonard, and also Patty for asking that question. And let me answer your question, Patty, about the ICOs. ICO stands for Initial Coin Offering, and it's similar to IPO. Whenever a company is ready to go public, it's called an initial public offering, an IPO. So ICO is just the same thing on the crypto side. Unfortunately, there were no rules and regulations in place for crypto businesses offering an ICO. They have to register with the SEC, and the SEC considered that what they were doing was offering the sale of securities, and they weren't registered to do so. So they made ICOs illegal. The companies then got around that by doing initial IEOs, initial exchange offerings. So since U.S. exchanges were registered with the SEC, they said we will allow the exchange to launch our token. And then they got into trouble with that because Binance was doing some funny stuff. And so that has gone away completely. And you'll now see tokens or companies say, we're going to be doing airdrop of tokens. We're going to give you our tokens for free as a run up to our launch. Or they do free pre-launches where you're able to purchase tokens, but they're not calling it an ICO. So still in the United States, technically, ICOs are illegal unless that company has gone through the registration process with the SEC. Does that make sense? All right.
Okay.
Yep, go right ahead.
Okay.
Okay, so thank you for that. So that makes sense about that coin offering, but then how is that different from a company that is doing where we can buy the tokens before their launch, like a mutual? So
Because
it's still
here's why. They're not doing a KYC, so it's anonymous. You're going to that site and you're just connecting your wallet. So they're not collecting anybody's data. Now, if the SEC decides they want to go after them, they can to say, wait, you're raising this money. Are you reporting these numbers? And a lot of them are. They're saying, yes, if I'm registered in the United States, this is the amount of money that we raised for this. We're not guaranteeing anything. We're just preparing for a launch. And it's in the advertising. The ICOs was people were investing with the the ultimate goal that I'm going to make money off of this investment into your company as an ICO. So the even pre-launches is still kind of funny territory, but it's open to the public. Most ICOs is kind of private individuals, and not everybody even knows what's going on by invite only. So,
but it's very similar.
yeah,
It's
they
kind of
it's just a language that they
language.
have.
Okay, thank you for that. I appreciate that so much.
Yep, no problem.
Thank you for that question, Miss Patty. I actually had Brandon on the phone for almost 20 minutes explaining that same thing to me. I asked him that same question. And I just want to give you your flowers, Miss Patty. Every session, you always have the best questions. I love that question that you asked, Mr. Leonard. Whenever I say, is there anybody with questions? I always look to you to hope that you have that you have a question. So thank you so much for everything. Is there anyone else with the aha moment or question? Brandon said, no, Wingstop. Okay, baby, back to you, Mr. Ivy.
Now, I forgot to turn off the live stream on YouTube, so our YouTube people got a chance to see our Q&A side. So that was a bonus. With that, thank you guys for another successful 5-day challenge. We will be back for our ILCA presentation tomorrow morning. So if you want to learn how to be a member of what ILCA is all about, and then we will be doing our Monday night recap call on this same Zoom. And on Monday night recap calls, I do not stream it on YouTube. I stream those on Facebook. So if you want to, if you're not a part of the inner circle and you want to be able to be a part of that, because I am going to be going public with some great information, then just go to my Facebook page. We're going to share it all over the place in our 5-day challenge group and everywhere. And you guys will be able to share it to your groups also. So that would be at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, Monday night. With that, thank you guys for tonight. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Brandon Ivey out. Bye-bye.